Hopefully, you all guys are having a exceptional day and hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the video. I warmly welcome you all guys into the video where we'll be discussing the current situation of Manchester United and Eric Ten Hag is staying. There was a lot of noise around Eric Ten Hag and there was lot of noise around Eric Ten Hag and Ineos executive meetings, but I think Eric Ten Hag is the great survivor and he has survived again. He will be staying as an MUFC manager. I can assume that anything can happen, but now there is a more probability of him staying unless there was no official communication at the end of the latest meeting, which was held on Tuesday in London. And it was a 6 hours long meeting, and there was no communication whatsoever. What was the plan? So we can assume that Eric Ten Hag is staying. And let me know your thoughts. Are you Eric Ten Hag in or Eric Ten Hag out? Uh, there was a lot of majority of the fans last season after FA Cup victory where they, I would say, they ran a campaign for Eric Ten Hag, and I would say to that point that Ineos actually came into the pressure of the fans and they decided to stick with Eric Ten Hag, and now they have made that decision. They have begged him in the summer transfer window. Now Ineos does not want to have. Uh, I would say it is more of an egotic thing for Ineos, but still the club is drowning. We are worst start. We had a worst start last season, and now we are again for a worst start again. So he's breaking his records, the worst records. We last season every week it was the story that this is the first time in our history, this is the first time in 20 years, this is the first time in 30 years that we have lost to Sheffield, we have lost to Burnley at Old Trafford or whatever the records were. But I was positive. I was very, 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 very positive about Eric Ten Hag and in the summer, but it didn't work out. He has lost me. Why? I will explain you. I will I will take your comments later in the video, but I will give my thoughts, my honest thoughts. I hope you guys can keep me joined up until the end of the video. My thoughts are why he lost me, and why I'm sure that you all guys were very positive when the season started, and you guys are you would say you can say are desperate for Ineos to make the change for in the coach. So why is it so? I think it is down to his poor decisions. I will explain you in detail. We have a first game against Fulham. I would say it was a good game. We didn't finish our chances. And uh, we won that game 1-0. It was a good game. And before that, we had a game against Manchester City. That was a good game as well, but we would not include that game. Uh, Against Fulham, I would say it was a good game. We dominated most part of the games, but still we were only able to score one goal. In the game against Brighton, he played well. I would say played well. Lineup was good. He played well, and we lost the game by 2-1. We Ahmad scored in that game, and it was a late defensive lapse that have costed us this game. Uh, so it was a late defensive lapse. Okay, we accept that. We played good. We created a little bit of XG, but I would say it was a fair game. Then come the game against Liverpool. We lost 3-0 and we were humiliated in that game. And it was down to Eric Ten Hag. It was down to his selection. Remember in that game, he didn't started Amad Diallo, who was coming from the back of scoring against Brighton, and he instead of opting Alejandro Garnacho. Now my question is why you are opting Alejandro Garnacho? If you opt Alejandro Garnacho, it means that you are giving up on your playing style, on your patterns of play that you have been trying to develop, and you are going for a more direct counter attacking way. So he changed that, and we were humiliated in that game. We were absolutely humiliated in that game. Garnacho, the main problem in that game was our midfield, and I will absolutely not name the individuals, but it was the setup of the team. Casemiro played there. Casemiro had a stinker. Why? Because the setup was like that. There was no passing lane. Then Menu played there. Menu had a stinker. Menu had worst game that I have ever seen him playing in that Liverpool game. So his game management was absolutely, I would say, rubbish. I would say it was rubbish. His game management was rubbish, and then We lost that game. We humiliated in that game. We lost the game by 3-0, but it could have been 6-0, 7-0. And okay, it could happen in one game. It could happen in one game. So the problem in that game was the midfield. During the build up we didn't have the passing lane, so it was the problem in the setup of the team. And the selection error, he had a selection issue. He picked Alejandro Garnacho over Amad Diallo. Alejandro Garnacho had a worst game. He was got caught in possession. So I think this is a scary thing. If you can't dribble, okay, accepted. If you can't keep hold of the ball, this, and if you got caught in possession. So it was like Garnacho is a League 2 player, and he is playing with the pros. So I never rated him as a player. I still don't rate him as a player, but we'll discuss it again. So you guys have to keep this in mind. In the Liverpool game, the problem was the midfield didn't have the options, and the the lineup was not right. In next game we come today, we'll try to give our point in the next game. Then there was an international break, and next game against Southampton, we won 3-0. We had the worst game for the first 30 minutes. It was Andre Onana who saved our penalty, and then the momentum of that game actually turned, and we had actually we won that. The best player in that game was Amad Diallo, and he assisted in that game. So Amad Diallo scored in the game against Brighton, and he did not play the next game. And Amad Diallo actually uh, made an assist against Southampton, and it was a good game, I would say. Apart from first 30 minutes we dominated. Okay, then we played against Barnsley. We won 7-0. It was a stat pad. Then against Crystal Palace, let's check the lineup. Who started in the game against Crystal Palace? It was uh, Alejandro Garnacho over Marcus Rashford. So that was quite unacceptable for me. Eric Ten Hag came out and said that this is a rotation. Eric Ten Hag came out and he said that this is a rotation. Marcus Rashford is the best player of United current forwards. However, don't have a go at me. I don't think he could be that guy if we are challenging for the titles. But as things stand, he's the best attacker. He's the best forward player that we currently have. And in the game against Crystal Palace we know is a very good team. Crystal Palace we know is an away game. Crystal Palace we know has thrashed us 4-0 last season. So he substituted. He didn't play Marcus Rashford in that game, and that was the blunder. Absolutely blunder. That was the blunder, and I think it was. If there was Marcus Rashford, he could have done something better. Alejandro Garnacho is not a starter. I said it after the Liverpool game. You guys can go to my channel. There is a separate clip in the videos, and that I took it from my live stream, that I said Alejandro Garnacho is not the starter for the Man United. He cannot be the starter. He's so erratic. And this was the blunder for Eric Ten Hag. And the explanation was that I want to rotate my forward players. Why the hell you want to rotate your forward players when Marcus Rashford start against Barnsley? Why were you giving him start against Barnsley, and which was a League 2 opponent, and he scored in. If the idea was that Marcus Rashford needs confidence, he needs to get back into his scoring form, and he scored in that game, and he was benched in the next game. So that was quite unacceptable. That was the blunder for me. And then FC20, I think it was down to players. We were able to not. I think the players didn't wanted it. Christian Eriksen said better. We we had only 5 shots on target at home, and we were not able to create the significant chance. So I think it was the whole player were not good, and we conceded a goal when a center back or ran through our whole defense, our whole midfield, and then the Christian Eriksen was the last man. That was quite scary. And then Man United against Tottenham. Again, you guys, if you guys are still with me, if anyone is still with me after, uh, then you guys can understand what I am saying about Alejandro Garnacho. And still, he started Alejandro Garnacho over Amad Diallo. And the thought process to this game was same as of Liverpool, that we want to hit them on counters. And then he again gave up on his plan. Again he gave up on his on the pattern that he's trying to build, on the patterns that he's trying to build. So he gave up on that, and we were humiliated in that game. That was the worst game I think I have ever watched. They were able to take 24 shots, and they were able to take 24 shots at Old Trafford against United, 10 shots on target. They, if it was Timo Werner was 2 times one on one, I think one time Dominic Solanke was one on one with with Onana, and Onana saved it. The scoreline was 3-0. It was never a 3-0 score. In that game, Fernandes got a red card. That was unfair. So it was again the blunder for Eric Ten Hag. The blunder from Eric Ten Hag not starting Amad Diallo against Liverpool. The blunder for Eric Ten Hag not starting Marcus Rashford against Crystal Palace. The blunder from Eric Ten Hag not starting Amad Diallo again in the game against Tottenham. And then it was a Porto game. I will explain you guys in detail about Porto game. We were lucky to get 2-0 up. Rashford opened the scoring. It was a lucky goal. Goalkeeping error from Diego Costa. Rasmus Højlund made it 2-0, and it was again a lucky goal from Diego Costa. So it was a lucky goal from Diego Costa. Lucky goal conceded by Diego Costa. He could have saved it. It was a goalkeeping error. But when you go 2-0 up, what you do is try to manage the ball, try to keep the ball for longer period of time, to keep the sustainable pressure. You keep the possession for longer period of time, then you get sting out of the game. You do the slow the game. So but there were occasions where they were when there were a lot of sequences when Licha got the ball, Licha went long, Man United lost the aerial duel, and Man United considered the counter attack. Man United considered the attack. So it was going on for long uh, period. And if you guys go to my live stream where I was live, I was in a watch along. Before the second goal, I said that goal is coming. I can see that they are coming the goal, and then they considered. United considered 2 goal. It was 2-2, and that was, I think, down to Eric Ten Hag. He should have actually judged that what is coming. He should have anticipated what is coming, and then act accordingly. Give them instructions to keep the ball for longer period of time, and which didn't happen. We equalized, and then at the half time he substituted Marcus Rashford. Then at the half time he substituted Marcus Rashford. I understand that 2 goals that came, the cross came from that side. But if you're, where is the setup of the team out of possession? Where is the rest defense? If you are it depends on, if it depends on your winger tracking back, then there is a seriously something wrong with the then there is something wrong with the team setup. So this is what I think. Any other coach, Tuchel or whoever else can come, he can improve that. We could have a rest defense, we could have a better application of press. So this is why I think a coaching change was required. Against Aston Villa, our team was set up for a draw, and against Aston Villa, our team was set up for a draw. And this is what I told you guys. I have explained from the first game to the last game, and that what are his errors, and why I think he's not the right man. Also, he's playing Dago Dallo at left back and Nusair Mazroi at right back. He's inverting Dago Dallo into the midfield, and we all know Dago Dallo is very good at overlapping and underlapping runs from the right side. With he can deliver an accurate pinpoint cross for a striker for a simple header, but he's taking away his game. Menu is exposed as well. So I think we should not be accepted this. I think Ineos have made a change, and now we'll take out your questions. There was a question from Abib Delizo: Ten Hag out, Thomas Tuchel in, please. Yeah, I think so. Thomas Tuchel could be an upgrade on Ten Hag, but there are some concerns over Thomas Tuchel as well, but I think he is perfectly the upgrade on Erik Ten Hag. I think he's definitely an upgrade on Erik Ten Hag. What he will do is, I think he will go into a back three system, 3-4-3, and he will absolutely try to keep the players who are technically fit, who are technically good on the ball, who are secure on the ball. He will try to find a way to put all those players, and we'll see a better application of what we are seeing right now. There is a mess right now. So you are right. I think so. Tuchel could be an upgrade. I think the perfect man could be for Man United is Julian Nagelsmann of Germany. I think he has that aura. I think he can handle United. He's a young coach, aspiring coach, good tactical understanding of the game, good tactical display, good tactical application of the game. So I think he could improve a lot. If we can go for for Julian Nagelsmann, then I think he could be the man, but the Ineos are too slow in reacting. I think we should write off this season as well, unless Erik Ten Hag made some good changes. What good changes he needs to make? He needs to uh, trust the players who are technically very secure on the ball. And I would say when Luke Shaw will be back, I don't know when he will be back. There will be a better application from the left hand side as well, and there will be, I would say, there will be better application from the left hand side. We could improve that. I have a serious concern over both of these are strikers. I did not expect Joshua Zirkzee to score hell lot of goals, and this is what I said in the summer when we were signing him, that this is going to be a signing where it could be beneficial. He will drop deep, he will help in the build up, he will get involved in the game, but he will not score a lot of goal. At the maximum potential, at his full form, he can score at max 12 to 15 goals. And Rasmus Hoyland, man, I don't know. I don't think so. He's the man. I absolutely don't think so. He is the man. So this is the problem that I have. This is the problem that I have over Erik Ten Hag. This is the problem that I have over other or strikers. And I think the go-to starting lineup is. I think the best starting lineup is Amad Diallo right wing, Marcus Rashford left wing. Bruno Fernandes is having stinkers, but still Bruno will play. We all know Bruno will play. Bruno at right wing, Bruno at number 10, then Rasmus Hoyland as a striker. I don't rate Rasmus, but what else we can do? We will not get the goals from Joshua Zirkzee. and this is what pisses me off, guys. This is what pisses me off. Back line, I would say we should have a rest defense of 3-2-5 or 3-1-6. Uh, we should not let uh, Lisandro Martinez cover the wide areas. So we should have we should anticipate that how to benefit these all players, and we can make it things happen at the end of the day. I think the season is gone, and I think the season could be gone, and I think absolutely Ineos had to kick him out, sack him, but they didn't. So this is what it is, man. This is what it is. So if you guys have any other question, you guys can let me know. And I think this is too much. So I think we will meet again. We will cover the international break. We'll see. I think I will try to watch the England game tomorrow. Please, if you have not subscribed, you can subscribe me. Join me there, and we'll watch